Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a YouTubers made me buy it video, and my friend Samantha recently did this on her channel a few weeks ago, I guess it was now. I always love seeing these kinds of videos because we are influenced so much by what people purchase online that it's kind of fun to see who influenced what purchase and, you know, why you like it. I have previously done this as a blog post where I focus more on bloggers who had influenced me. That post has to be a few years old at this point, but I will link it below because it is interesting to go back and see different things. If you're interested in the makeup that's on my face, that will be posted on Thursday as my kind of Pride Week makeup look. This is a look that I wear pretty much every year for Pride, and Toronto's Pride is next week and I am very excited. And a note on Pride, I know a lot of us have been affected by what's happened in Orlando because there are no words, frankly, to describe how disgusting what happened. I mean, I can't even say anything. My heart goes out to anybody who was directly affected and anybody who is dealing with any kind of stress or anxiety as a result of that. Alright, so getting on to the video at hand, I have a lot of mix of products in here. Some that are from several years ago when I first started watching YouTube, and some that are a bit more recent. I think I'm going to do this in chronological order as much as I can, kind of what I remember from years ago and stuff that's more recent now. One of the first items that I remember being influenced to purchase was by Tanya Burr, and she continuously used the Bourjois Paris Délice de Poudre bronzing powder way back in the day. I remember her talking how much it looked like a chocolate bar and how it was scented like a chocolate bar, and this is way before Too Faced ever came out with their chocolate bar scented palettes, and I was really intrigued by it. Bourjois can be hard to come by in Canada at a reasonable price. It is sold at Shoppers Drug Mart, but the price tag is so up there that it's really frustrating to buy it here, so I tend to prefer buying my Bourjois products when I'm overseas. As this so happened, my friend Natalie ended up picking this one up for me when she was in England, so thank you, Natalie. And so what can I say about this? I don't love it as much as I thought I was going to. It is a great product and it does go on really nicely, but it doesn't smell like chocolate to me. It smells more like coconut. There's no mirror in the lid, which is kind of annoying. I do think it's cute how it's, you know, looks like a little bit like a piece of chocolate, but it's starting to develop hard pan along the edges, so that's kind of really frustrating because you just can't pick up as much product as you would like. Anyway, I do reach for it, but it's not as, you know, as wonderful as I was hoping it to be. The next item I remember being influenced was by Fleur de Force, and she recommended the Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker gloss crayons a lot. And it's funny, I'm looking at this stuff now, there's a lot of British blogger influence in this. We can't get Soap & Glory in Canada, so again, this is another thing that I had to pick up overseas. The first shade that I ended up getting is called Rapunzel, and it's a plum shade. And these are predominantly quite sheer, like they're just a nice wash of color. This one's a bit more pigmented than the rest of them. And I just remember her saying that they were just an easy lip product to put on the go so that you didn't have to think much about it. My friend Natalie buys me everything apparently, also purchased the Nudist stick for me. Or she had it and she gave it to me, something like that. And that's a bit more of a nude. I really like these because they are very simple to wear. They smell great. It's kind of like a vanilla creme brulee type flavor. And they're glossy and it's just really gorgeous to put on your lips. However, I'm not sure if they make these anymore. I've really struggled to find these online, so I'm wondering if they're discontinued. Alright, the next one is by a Canadian who has become now a British blogger, and that's Estee, who used to go by the name Essie Button. And years ago, I couldn't even pinpoint the video that she mentioned this in, but she talked about the Bobbi Brown blush in Apricot. And I didn't own anything by Bobbi Brown at all. I had absolutely nothing, but for whatever reason, I decided to pick up this blush because the shade, I mean, it's that coral papaya, not quite watermelon shade that I just really, really love. So when she pulled this out in one of her videos and was just talking about it, I was like, yes, I need that in my life. And this has become one of my absolute favorite blushes over the years. I don't wear it nearly as much as I should because it tends to get lost in the mass of, oh, I've got new products so I want to try it. But this color is absolutely gorgeous. All right, these next two items are from a YouTuber that when I found her, it was just like, yes, this is exactly the kind of makeup that I want to be wearing on a daily basis. And I already did, but I didn't do it with the finesse that she managed to. And that is Alicia, or as she used to just go by, X Sparkage. I think her channel is still X Sparkage these days. She had done it was a MAC-centric makeup look that used like a yellow on the lid and then a green in the outer corner. And she had used the Lit Cosmetics Lemon Tart Shimmer Glitter on the lid. And I had kept that memory of that glitter in my head for so long that the first time that I was finally able to go to IMATS Toronto, Lit Cosmetics was the first booth that I ran off to, and I picked up Lemon Tart right away. I think her video might have been 5-6 years ago, something like that, but that just stuck in my head so much. So I've, as a result, become quite a Lit Cosmetics glitter person, so I kind of pick up a few every time at IMATS. But yeah, this Lemon Tart shade is absolutely beautiful. Leisha was also a big fan of Naked Cosmetics, and still is to this day as far as I'm aware, and she kept talking about the Ivory Stack by them. It looks pretty, I mean, it looks white, it looks pretty bland and boring, but this stack is a bunch of loose pigments that each of them is basically ivory in tone, but it reflects a certain color. So there's like, you've got your basic white at the top, but there's some like peach, pink, yellow, teal, blue, and they just are really subtle, but have enough oomph that it really brings out a makeup look that you're putting together. This was another one of those items that I waited and waited and waited until I finally went to a Toronto IMATS and then picked it up many, many years later. But I've seen her mentioning it in relatively recent videos, so I know she's still a fan of this. All right, on to the more recent ones. I have become quite a huge fan of Shier the makeup artist over the last, I don't know, few years. She's an Irish YouTuber who lives in Australia, and there's something about her personality, her makeup videos, that I'm just really enamored by. So whenever she does a tutorial or she buys something, I'm like, yes, I need it too. And one of the first ones that I was influenced by was the MAC Cosmetics Retro Matte Lipstick in Relentlessly Red. Oh, this color. This has become one of my absolute favorite colors to wear. It's just so fun. It's kind of neon. It's very vivid. It's almost coral neon pink. It's just an absolute stunner. I will say that the Retro Matte lipstick is not my most appealing formula. It can look a little bit patchy on the lips, but you know what? I really don't care because this color is phenomenal. Alright, and the next item was influenced by a YouTuber, Jaclyn Hill, and that is her original collaboration with Becca. And this is the Champagne Pop Highlighter, which I don't think I've met a person today that doesn't like this highlighter. So many people were concerned that this was going to be too dark for pale skin. No, I don't think so at all. I think this is absolutely fantastic on just about everybody. I actually challenge people to show me a picture of this looking terrible on somebody. I would actually like to see that because I really don't think it exists. Anyway, I was excited to get this because I had never tried Becca products before. I wanted to support Jaclyn Hill, and you know, who doesn't need another highlighter in their life? The next one is a very new item to me, and that is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have the darker shade of the two, so mine's just bronzer. There is a light bronze. This was influenced by Emily Noel because she just raved about it, and I have trusted her opinion on a lot of things over the years. Her taste in makeup don't necessarily align with what I'm interested in because she is a bit more on the mauve nude tones, but I really like how she approaches bronzers. And so when she couldn't stop talking about this thing, I was like, yes, okay, I love bronzer and I need this in my life. And she was right. This is a fantastic bronzer. I've been using this absolutely constantly since I picked it up in April, that the imprint is starting to make there's a good old dip in that imprint. So I've been really happy about this one, and I think everyone needs this one. All right, the next one is kind of a cheater. I don't think it was mentioned on YouTube, but I watched this person's Snapchat, and then that's where I got it from. So I'm talking about Chloe Gordon, who is a Canadian beauty blogger, and she could not stop talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit on her Snapchat. I think the words were something like, I just want to put it all over my face, like every single shade all over my face. And I was like, okay, I don't know much about this glow kit, but I think I'm gonna go buy it. So I picked it up, and yep, there's 4 enormous highlight shades in here. I was mostly sold on the shade names. I don't know if Chloe actually bought this exact one, but this is the Gleam palette, and I have Hard Candy, Mimosa, Starburst, and Crushed Pearl. I just love it. I think the shade names are fantastic. The highlighters are great. And yes, every single shade in here can be worn as a highlighter, even on my skin tone. That one's Colme. So yeah, every single one of these shades, even though some of them look a little bit dark, they can definitely be worn on fair toned people. So yep, thank you Chloe for that recommendation, because I definitely bought it right away. Alright, that's it for YouTubers Made Me Buy It. I hope you like seeing what others have influenced me to purchase, and please let me know if I've influenced you to purchase something. I always think that's really neat to hear about. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!